Motivational Monday. Can you believe it? We have been busy bees all weekend. Happy Monday. Let's get busy. Good morning, Margot and Denise. Hello. Hello, Catherine. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you all. It's really good to be here. Hi, Angie and Tina. Hello. Good to see you. And Lane is in the house. So Sarah. Hi, guys. It is a Monday. You know what that means. We have a lot to do. Hello, Marguerite and Anita. Catherine's here as well. We got the Catherine with the K and the Catherine with the C. So's Marianne. And Mitzi, hello. Tilda. I love watching all of y'all march in. Hello, Kathy. Oh, Margot says she's never had an addiction until she's gotten a hold of the chocolate protein powder. It really is delicious. I love that stuff. And you know what I do? I make it extra chocolatey. I add some chocolate cacao powder. That's ridiculous. Shara, Yvonne, Vanessa, my ladies. Heather, hello. Rebecca, I'm so glad to see you all. Hello, Diane. I'll take those hugs. Thank you. Hi, Gwen. Tracy, I'm so glad you loved Saturday and you're excitingly waiting on your order. I saw it. Believe it or not, I have given everybody a little lovin' on your invoices. Hello, Lucy, Latricia, Christine. Who did I miss? Mary. And there's Jenny. You can't hear me? Yeah, definitely pop out and come back. That'll help. I think y'all can hear me, right? It is Motivational Monday, and that's exactly right. It is Motivational Monday, and I got a little piece of that puzzle. You know? Don't you love that? I love a piece of the puzzle. I love to put things into place and figure out our own personal equation. That's what it's all about. Hi, Vanessa and Liz. Good to see you all. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mary. I'm so glad to see you there, too. I'm so happy for that. Good, everybody's hearing fine. That's great. All right, yeah, you know how it is. I mean, honestly, you guys, this is the first place you need to look is on your own devices, because sometimes that's where it is, and it's not here. And then we get ourselves all excited like, oh no, we're doing something wrong, but you know, user error. Yes, you know what? I use the chocolate, I use the vanilla, I use the unflavored. They all have different purposes and different things, man. This is how we move the needle, guys. We move the needle. And you know, it's so funny. I had a pop, you know how you get your memories in Facebook? I had a picture pop up of me from 5 years ago. And right along my jawline, I was noticing there was a lot of sagging. There is no sagging now. That's collagen. That's fasting. That's bone broth. That is what I was talking about on Saturday when we were talking about how, you know, tightening up your skin and all of that. That's autophagy working. That is putting in the collagen. When you take something down, you want to construct it back up. Your skin renews every 30 days. That's good news, because we can really move the needle on this. This is how we get into the weeds and get things going. Anyway, so this week is, it was a fantastic week. And Marla and I talked about this. We are keeping the conference available for purchase for a week. So 1 week from today, that will be the very last day. It won't be available. It's still $47. You still get the swag bag. You still get all the goodies. The only thing you'll miss is the experience of being there, and that'll teach you because you'll want to be there for the next one. We are planning a next one. We don't have a date. We don't have all the what's going on with that, and it will be a different conference. We've got a lot of material. You know, we've been working together separately and together for 20 years. We have a lot of things to say. And Sister Patty, Marla's sister, who is not we just call her Sister Patty. She's Marla's sister. She's not a nun. And she is just incredible. She is incredible. And she has she sees things from everybody's perspective. And so she had some ideas for us, and we love her to death. She's an amazing woman, if you don't know Patty. Here is our quote of the week. Look at that. If you are persistent, you will get it. If you're consistent, you'll keep it. Right? Does anybody need to tell you that? No, not at all. Nobody needs to tell you that, but I am telling you that because this is the news that we need. We need to know about this. Consistency is everything. Consistency is what gets things done. It's what delivers babies. It's what makes marriages endure. It's what makes your life beautiful, wonderful, and everything. I hope you write down these quotes that I give you every single day, every week. We have them available right there on our Facebook page, but write them down. This stuff helps to change the way you think, and I love it. Thanks too, Mary, for what you said too about Saturday being so nice. I really appreciate that. So don't forget, we're out of Just Juice Veggies, so that was our special of the week. That is, I told you, when I tell you on Wednesday what the special supplement is, jump on it. It's gone. I don't even have anything to offer you today. So, we still have supplements in the shop, but Leptofix is gone. Just Juice Veggies is gone. L-glutamine is gone. And yes, everything is ordered. Everything is ordered. Everything is coming on its way. But when I tell you something's available, grab it, stock up on it, because we have good deals on that. We have free shipping on it. And that's just, this is Costco shopping, ladies. Just do it. And don't forget, the Mindful Mug is what you get when you place a $200 or more order. And it's on us. It's free. You get this free. And I'm going to tell you what, we have a new one coming. Who was it? Somebody on Sunday said this. I think it was Catherine that said that they wanted a Pinkies Up mug. So we're going to do a Pinkies Up cup and a Mindful Mug. Too fun. We want t-shirts too, right? I want a Pinkies Up t-shirt. I might have to work on that, but that's just difficult because we have so many sizes and what have you. But if we can do it, I will do it. We'll see. I'm going to look at it. I've got to order more mugs today anyway. We're almost done with our $7 dinner answers deal. That's our pandemic prices, $7 a month. It's going up to $10 starting July 1st. So if you want to take advantage of it and get it for the rest of your life, it'll never go up. What you do is just go to savingdinner.com. It's right there. It says dinner answers. You can handle that. And don't forget, you get that fabulous $140 swag bag, $140 worth of goodies that you can download and keep forever and ever, amen. And the conference, forever, ever, amen. Go to savingdinner.com/house. Get it today. It will change your life. We've already had we've had the testimonials telling us that. Tons of them just rolling in, and we love that. So today we're going to be talking about self-acceptance. Because self-acceptance is one of those radical things that you do, that you make a decision on, by the way, that you make a decision on, and it is one of the pieces of that puzzle for self-motivation. I've had lots of people tell me, I'm just not motivated. Well, I get that. None of us just happen to be motivated, and I've said this before, it doesn't come raining down in the sky like rain or knocking on your door like a unwanted solicitor. It just doesn't. What happens is self-acceptance is something that we choose just because it's who we are. We choose this not because we've done anything, not because we've gotten to our goals, not because. It's a matter of worth, and our worth and our standing is in God's eyes, not ours. Our self-worth is worth accepting. Who we are and the bodysuit that we carry, whatever it looks like, is worth accepting right now today. And it's absolutely the beginning of your own motivational journey, because this is how we motivate. We say, so what? Let's go with this. And you've heard me say before that sometimes it's necessary to unplug the emotion from the action that you want to take in order to say, I'm going to do it anyway. Because emotional clutter, and it is emotional clutter, an old past and old thoughts and old dialogue that we have between our ears holds us back from the things that we want to do. And we don't do anything. Instead, we sit on the couch, we play on our phones, we watch Netflix, and we eat a bunch of crap, and we feel even worse. You know the drill. And especially, during this whole lockdown and everything else, it was a lot for a lot of people. And, I gained 5 pounds. I took it off. I gained 5 pounds, but I took it off in the last sprint. It's gone. Thank you so much. It's so gone. I still have some work to do. But there was a lot of people that the COVID-19 meant 19 pounds. And now is the time to start looking at it and saying, you know what, that's enough. Are you done? We need to be done with that, because that kind of stuff takes us down too. We have to be looking at what is it that's going to give us what we need to fill our souls and to fill our heads with the positive things that we need in order to move the ball down the field. You know, it's never, ever, ever enough to just say, oh, it's okay. I hate myself, but I want to get better. That's never going to happen, because you know what happens? An unloved body will rebel against you. And an unloved body isn't going to do anything for you. It's like yelling at your kids, yelling at plants even. You know, if you had a plant and you yelled at it versus a plant over here that you loved on, one is going to blossom and one is going to wither. You're the same thing. Think about what this does to your soul. What does it do to you? It's just completely negative, and it takes you down constantly. It takes you down, it hurts you, it harms you, and it doesn't give you the impetus that you need to move forward. So we have to start flipping that and start understanding that loving our bodies right now, today, where we are, is what is going to get us to the next step. Self-acceptance doesn't mean that you're going to just stop and that's it. I'm just going to love myself with where I am and blah, 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 blah. No, it means I love myself with where I am right now today, and I'm going to make positive changes that are going to help me love myself even more. It's going to help me love myself to where I want to go. That's going to give me the fuel that I need for my life to have exactly the life that I want. Vibrant, positive, wonderful. Because it's a choice and it's a decision that we make for ourselves. That's pro-you. That's saying I am worth every minute, every dime that I've spent on myself, all the self-care, I'm worth it. So we stop where we are and say, wait a minute, this is the thing that's been holding us back. We hate ourselves. We say, I hate my thighs. I hate my butt. I hate that my boobs aren't perky and cute anymore. I've said that. I hate that this is happening. I hate that that is happening. Ooh, look at the cellulite. Look at the stretch marks. Look at the veins. Look at the this. Look at the that. Have you said? I mean, I'm pulling from my own records, guys. And we shame ourselves. Like, we're shamed that we aren't, perfect, and we shame ourselves because we compare ourselves. Shaming and comparing go hand in hand. And have you noticed that? They're, evil bedfellows, really. We shame ourselves and we compare ourselves to somebody else. We say, but look at them and look at them and look at me. Oh my gosh, I'm just not. And they are. They've got everything and I have nothing. They've got the thighs I want and the butt I want and I don't. We start doing this whole body part thing. What are we, pieces of meat? Come on. Who you are is your soul and your heart and your beautiful self. That's who God sees. But just, getting our bodies together, this is our vehicle for life. It's like taking the car into the getting a tune-up. It's like saying, hey, maybe the engine needs rebuilding, or maybe this needs to happen, or that needs to happen. And your mechanic says to you, well, we got to start with your fuel. Why are you putting this cheap crap into your car? It's making it run like crap. There's a connection right there. So stop the shaming. Stop putting yourself down. Stop, all of that stuff. And it's easier to say, oh, you're saying, oh yeah, sure, Leanne, just stop. Well, stop, drop, and roll. Remember that? When you're on fire, that's what happens. That you have to stop what you're doing. Don't keep running, because you'll just light yourself further on fire. Stop, drop, and roll to put the flames out. And that's what I'm telling you to do right now. Stop, drop, and roll. Easy. Okay? Stop, drop, and roll. And then replace that negativity with the positivity that is there for you. How can you flip that? What's there? What do you say to yourself? Because if you can accept it, you can look at your thighs and just say, you know what? Not exactly where I want to be, but I am so grateful that these legs have held and rocked a baby at 3 o'clock in the morning when they could, when they were sick. And I had the ability to do that. I have the ability to go outside and take a walk. I have the ability, and you start looking at the positive things about yourself, because there's so many of them, and they far outshadow those negativities. They do. If you just take a look, that's how we start to flip the switch. That's how we start to flip the script. And that's how we start to love ourselves. And self-acceptance is everything. years ago when Marla and I've told you this story, it's worth repeating for those who haven't heard it. But years ago, Marla and I, when we were getting together, we were in Charlotte. She was at a doctor's appointment, and afterwards we decided to go shopping, and then we decided to go to dinner. And I remember when we went shopping, it was like finally I just accepted the fact that I was no longer in regular sizes and I needed to go to a plus size shop for women. So we went into Lane Bryant, and I was so delighted because I actually had clothes that fit. I picked this out, I picked that, I spent hundreds of dollars, and of course I got a new bra because the first thing that the lady said to me, and I even remember exactly what she looks like. And when she knocked on my door and opened the door and she went, you know, like, what is this? She was horrified. It was white, it was saggy, and it had the little hooks here for nursing bras. My children were teenagers. I did not believe that I was worth having a pretty bra until I lost the weight. I wasn't worth it. I did not accept it. I was just going to stay in this stupid bra, and I would spend the money when I was down to my right weight. That is just sad. And instead, I left. When she said that, and she said, let's pick the girls up. You'll look like you've lost 15 pounds. You'll feel like $1 million. And she was right. She brought me all these pretty bras, and I bought all the matching panties to match. Was I exactly where I wanted to be? No. Did it matter? Absolutely not, because I felt like $1 million. I accepted where I was, and that began my journey in dealing with the body clutter. Period. It was like bombs went off. All of a sudden, my jaw literally dropped. Now, Marla and I went out to dinner, and let me just tell you, we did not eat like little princesses. We did not. We ate like we were, lumberjacks coming in from a big hall. We had this huge dinner, and we had wine, we had dessert, we had everything. But the fact was, it wasn't that we just, the fact was the seed was planted. The seed for self-acceptance was planted, which was the seed for self-motivation, which was the seed to finally do something, because it gave me eyes to see. You know that Bible verse, eyes to see and ears to hear? Well, that's where we got to start. And I will tell you that we have many an Thomas Edison moment, right? Where there's so much failure. And that we think is the path that we have to be on. But I want you to look at your failures as just a notch on your experience stick, and you've figured out one more way that it doesn't work. This is why we talk about the carousel of crazy. The carousel of crazy is keeping on doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. When we do the same thing over and over again and we expect different results, we're in the place of insanity. And that's what the carousel of crazy is. We go around and around, we go up and down, and we have these moments and these things that we keep on doing and keep on doing. It just doesn't work that way. We got to lose it. And Albert Einstein was so great because he's got this great quote, and he says, once we accept our limits, we can go beyond them. And that's exactly what I'm talking about today. We can go beyond them, because if we accept where we are, then we know where we are. We have our measurements, we have our numbers, we have our blood tests, we have all of that. And that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, was being a self-advocate on Saturday. We just simply ran out of time, and Marla and I both have a lot of information we'll bring to our next conference. But that's the whole thing, is that we have this information, we're fueled, we're ready. It's like having a gas tank that's full, a car that's packed, and going on a road trip. And that's what it is. It is a journey. But you got to pack right. You got to put the fuel in the tank. You got to have all the information. You got to have your maps. You got to know where you're going. And you have to have a starting point too. Our starting points is what gives us all the information that we need in order to make this trip. That's what self-acceptance is. Self-acceptance is the beginning. And listen, I'm going to tell you this too. You can't fix what's broken if you're not going to take a look at it. We can't be ostriches putting our heads in the sand and just refusing to look. I don't want to know. I've done that. Haven't you done that? I've done that so many times. I don't want to know. I know it's bad. I just know it's whatever. And I'm going to tell you, half the time, the worst part of it, of getting to know what it is just having the courageousness to take a look. Take a look. Open up your tests. Look at your blood tests and see what's up. That's going to give you an indication of where you are health-wise. Know what your numbers are. Do your measurements. That's going to give you an indication of where you are weight-wise and what needs to change. We all need to change, guys. It's not a matter that we just keep on doing the same things over and over again. It's that we need to make little changes to move a big time needle. Remember the quote of the week that I had just a while ago is the little hinges swing big doors. It doesn't take a whole lot to get exactly what you want. It doesn't. It's saying no to a couple of potatoes and maybe going up and down the stairs a little bit more. You know, it's saying yes to all that hydration. It's going to bed a little bit early. All of these things help. And Mary just said it right there. My buddy helps me self-advocate. It's getting a body clutter buddy. I'm going to tell you right now, if you really want to move the needle, if you're serious about self-acceptance, self-motivation, and making the changes that you know you want to make, then you're going to get into the weeds and do the things you need to do, you know? That means getting a body clutter buddy. That means being accountable. That means stopping with hiding your head in the sand. That means standing up, taking responsibility, radical responsibility for yourself. Because if you start with where you are, you got a starting place. You can't do it without a starting place. So failure's a tool. It's not an indication of who you are. Failure's a tool. You look at it and say, okay, that part didn't work. What can I do now? How can I fix it? And that's why unplugging the emotion from it gives you a lot of power, because it takes you out of this place of, oh, I'm so this and oh, I'm so that. Instead of you going, what happened here? You know, you can look at it and you can make a decision that's different than what you used to do all the time, which never worked. That's the carousel of crazy. It's, you know, around and around. You know the drill. How many times have we done that? So we have to be looking at this, and I'm going to give you 4 things that you can do right now that are actionable items to stop the self-blame, to stop all the stuff that's holding you back from what you want. Your acceptance is everything. Your self-acceptance is starting you on first base. It's going to get you all the way around if you just stay consistent. You saw our quote. Persistence is one thing entirely, and it's great. It's going to get you where you want. Consistency is really going to get you all the way there and keep you there. So number 1, you are responsible to do the actual accepting. How you respond to all of this, to all of the things that are going around you, how you respond, that's yours. You have to stop blaming yourself. You need radical self-responsibility. You know what that means, right? That means, I'm going to give it to you right here. It means that you get yourself to the place, like Marla and I went out to dinner with Robert the other night. She had this beautiful platter of all these fish and all these veggies. And they had, like, I'm serious, about 2 cups of rice there. Self-acceptance and radical responsibility is knowing that rice is just not for you. Marla didn't eat the rice. She didn't touch it. But she ate all that fish and she ate all those vegetables. That's an easy thing. That's an easy example for me to give, but it's a choice every time. It's a choice to do the thing that you don't want to do. There's what is his name? Gobbins, I think is his name. He was a Navy SEAL and he wrote a book. I had a hard time listening to it because of so many F-bombs, but you know, he was a Navy SEAL and what he had to go through to become a Navy SEAL. I saw his name mentioned a couple of times today, and this is why I'm mentioning it. I always think, wow, that's for me. That's something that I need to do. But he said there were times he wanted to give up so badly. There were times he cried because it was so hard. And if we could only find that tenacity in ourselves, we could do the Goggins. That's right. What's his name? First name? Something Goggins. But anyway, that's my point. Don't give up on yourself. We quit so easy. We're just such little princesses, aren't we? That was just like, oh, that didn't work. Okay, therefore, I'm going to go back to this old place, this old pattern of stuff that's never going to get me what I want. It's that self-destructive pattern because we try one little thing, and if one little hair is off, boom, we blow it up. Marla has a great story of a woman that she knows that, I don't know, she lost 100, 150 pounds. David Goggins, that's his name. She lost all this weight, and she did it doing low carb. One day, she had a Snickers bar, and that was it, game off. Instead, because she wasn't perfect, she went off the wagon, so to speak, and then gained all that weight back. One Snickers bar did that for her. And you know what I say to that? That's just dumb. That's called quitting on yourself. If it were all about being perfect, then you wouldn't be here, sister. You'd be in heaven. That's where perfection lives. We're not there. It's about being excellent. And excellence sometimes is an ebb and flow. Excellence sometimes is what I call the cha-cha. You take 2 steps back, and sometimes you take 2 steps forward. Sometimes it's forward, sometimes it's back. Sometimes it's 3 steps forward and 1 step back. So here's the thing that I have for you. Here is exactly what you need to do. And it's simple. Not quit. Make a decision right now today. I'm never going to quit on myself. I'm going to stay with it because I'm worth it. And I'm going to tell you, you are. God doesn't make junk. And he made you here now, right now, today, on purpose for a reason. He did. And it's up to you to be looking continually for what that reason and what that purpose is. Okay? And when you do that, your purpose starts to present itself. It will fall into your lap. That will fall into your lap. Motivation to do it won't, but that will start to fall in your lap because you'll start looking for it. And it's the reticular activating system. We look for evidence to support the beliefs that we have, and you will find it. It is so true. Hand to God. Number 2 is if you're feeling hurt or defensive when somebody says something to you, it is a sign. If somebody says something to you and you go, that's not me, what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Then guess what? Somebody's poking you in a tender spot and you gotta take a look at it. This is a sign of growth. This is a sign that you are a person who is on a journey. You're not closed down, you're not shut down, you're not gonna stay all the same all the time. You want to grow. You want to become more than you've become than you were last month even. This is how we do it. It's how we do it. So you got to take a look at that, you guys. This is how it works. When we have the eyes to see things, and we have the understanding that there's something tender there. It's a call. It's a 911 call to you. Take a look at this. There's some truth there. Now, their delivery system, they could be just complete jerks. And let's take that out of it. Again, unplug the emotion from it and see, is there something there I need to look at? Now, if they're a complete jerk and they're out of their minds, well, you know. But if somebody has said something to you that you've heard before, then maybe it's time to take a look. I double dog dare you on that one. Because humility gives you those eyes to see and those ears to hear. It does. And it says to you, it's time to grow, sister. And we all have that capability. We all have the capacity for that when we're connected, heart, mind, and soul. That's why it's never just about the genes or about the numbers that are on your blood test. It's about connecting to the whole thing, because this is your life. This is your vehicle that's going to take you through it. This body of yours is going to give you vibrancy in your life, or it's going to shut you down. You got to do the best that you can with what you got. And the last thing is, I'm going to tell you this. This came to me last night. Sabotage is denial. Write that down. Sabotage is denial, because you can stop self-sabotage if you've got a plan. You can stop it at any time. You're not a victim. You're only a victim if you choose it. At any time, we can start saying, I'm done with that. That was in the past. It is time to start something new. What you've done before hasn't worked. So you have nothing to lose, do you? Self-acceptance is everything, and will put you on the trail to where you want to go. Self-acceptance is self-love. And self-love is going to get you where you want every time, because you feel and you know and you understand who you are. You're a daughter of the King, and that you're worth the time. You're worth the energy, the effort, and everything that you do is on purpose so that you can live on purpose. You can't live on purpose without it. Number 3 is humility gives you ears to see, ears to hear, and eyes to see. Anita, that's what number 3 was. So that's what I have for you today. And this is all, it's weird when you open yourself up and you go to the place of saying, this is what my life is about. This is what I'm open to. I promise you, God is going to keep dropping things into you. He's going to keep dropping things in, little things for you to see. one little drop at a time, because that's how we work. You know, we can't do it with a sonic boom. We need to do it with a little tiny thing. One thing here, one thing there. So I'm going to give you the 4 things again really quick, because I see people are missing them. Number 1 is you're responsible. You need to take radical responsibility into actually accepting yourself. It's on you. It's not on anybody else. When you stop blaming and start changing who you are because you want to and because it's your desire to be the very best that you can, and you stop the whole self-blame, the blaming yourself, blaming the past, blaming the people, blaming the circumstances, blaming all the blames. When you get out of the blame game and you start taking radical responsibility, you can start self-accepting yourself. Number 2 is feeling hurt or defensive when somebody says something is a sign for you to take note, take out from the equation what, you know, the way that they said it and all that, and look for the truth in what's been said. It's a sign for you to take a look at it and start looking at what you can do with it. Forest through the trees, right? Number 3 is humility gives you eyes to see and ears to hear. And number 4 is self-sabotage is denial. Because you can stop the self-sabotage if you have a plan. It's going to take you some doing. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be, oh, it's over and now I'm done. No, it takes a minute. But let me just tell you, that is time well worth it. Time well spent. The more time that you spend on yourself, you spend on your thinking and what you need to do next, and actually taking action with it, is going to get you closer to those things. This is why I say it's a journey. You know, in my coaching programs, they're all a year long. Why do you think they are? Because it's not just snap your fingers. Listen, if it were all about a diet and a plan, we'd all be billionaires with 6-pack abs. That's not what it's about. It's getting rid of this body clutter so that we can get to the place that we want to go. But I'm going to tell you right now, you embrace the journey, those little baby steps that you take along the way, and you're ready to learn and experience all that you can from them. Your life has no choice but to change. And it's delightful. What a journey. How wonderful life becomes. How tasty and yummy. Right? I want a vibrant life, don't you? What you think about expands. So if you're thinking about the negative, that's what you're going to get. If you're thinking about the positive and what you can do next and having an action plan in it, that's how it works. That's how it works. Your life will change. Hand to God. I know this for a fact. I've watched it in my own life. I've watched it in Marla's life. I've watched it in so many of my clients' life that I coach. I've seen it. It works. And you are worth every single effort. Don't ever forget that. Promise me that. Pinkies up. We've got this. I am ready for the most incredible week. Are you? Peace out, loves. I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you at tea time too. Take care.